Hello, this is Cotton Soups, and I'm joined today in today's video by Themes, and we're going to be going over the starters and our thoughts on the game of Tales of Tanorio. This is going to be more of a long-form sit back and chill type of video. I don't really mean to try and waste your all guys' time, and this is mainly just to have fun. So if you want to leave your thoughts down below and to continue our discussion, then go on and do that. So with that out of the way, let's get right along with the video.
Um, this thing really reminds me of there was this one show I believe on Nicktoons
Yeah.
called The Rabbits,
Oh yeah,
and
true.
it doesn't look exactly like it, but I can't help but thinking of it.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like the freaking bipedal small rabbits. And they
Yeah,
yeah.
and because of that, I don't really like the design of it. In my opinion, it looks a little too bland for me. Um,
True.
I don't know. That's just my take on it. I think the Mbit line was done a little bit better than this. Not to try and compare it to LL, but I'm just saying that's my take on it. And for Charkyle, somehow it is even worse than Rabush in my opinion. I don't like its face; it just looks really goofy to me, and the crown is also throwing me a bit off. Kind of reminds me of the Little Prince from Clash Royale. I don't know. I just, I just I don't really like it that much. So, I'm gonna have to say my favorite baby starter is Chihuahua. It looks just, you know what I mean? Like it just looks like it has a lot of potential. You know, just look at sitting there. He just looks cool. You know, that's just my take. I think he looks kind of cool. He's definitely the best out of these three. But what do you think, Stoops? What are your thoughts?
I don't well on the fire starter, I really do not like how well or how bad the crown clips with the model at all. It really looks off like very bad, and the eyes on the green starter looks pretty off-putting, you know? Like you wouldn't find this
Mm-hmm.
in like a good creature catching game. Or not to say that this is bad, but like this wouldn't be a good official design, but it still looks pretty solid in my opinion. And I think by default Chihuahua is probably the best one design wise. It looks pretty neutral and it does pretty well in most
All right.
areas.
So let me pitch this to you. If you had to rank these, one, two, three, which would you be? One being the best, third being the worst.
All right, I think Chihuahua would be number one, and then probably the grass starter at number two, and then the snake at three. How about you?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna agree with that exact ranking. I think Chihuahua is in number one, Bush is in number two, and Charkyle is in third place. So yeah, we're pretty, we agree for that. So now let's go on to the middle stage. So you said the middle stage consists of, from this picture left to right, we got Aquazole, Lunaire, and Serprince. Now I'll let you take this one. You can start off here.
Well, I think Lunaire took a massive dip in quality. I like its head looks somehow smaller than its pre-evolution, and then apparently it just gains a big brown scarf spontaneously, which I don't really like because usually if a creature would have an inanimate object attached to them, usually you just think it's just an accessory, but it looks like it's actually part of the creature, so that doesn't really sit well with me. Aquazol looks pretty solid. There's not much that I can say bad about it, and I think Serpents actually looks better than the Prevolution by quite a bit. How about you?
All right. For my take, I gotta agree. Lunaire is so clapped. It's unbelievably clapped. Look at these big feet, bro. Like I, I don't know. I don't know like how else you want me to say this, but it just looks really bad. Like it
Yeah.
looks like he has like it just it's so hard for me to really add this thing looks, and I truly hope that they sat back and said, you know what, this is not cooking at all. Let's go back into the kitchen. Let's, just this just makes something else because this is not
Exactly.
good. Um, I gotta say that I expected a lot more from the other two. Actually, I expected a lot more from what is it, Aquazole.
Yeah.
See, now it looks fine until you realize that this frame was like taken, like this was just like a frame that makes it look better. Look at the trailer, I think it was. This thing has a fork for a tail. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't make sense to me. Why does
Yeah.
it randomly get a fork for a tail? Otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's not really much I could say that's bad about it. It's just the random fork tail is just weird to me. Also, it looks really like slanted. I don't know. Like maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but like the back is like really slanted, so like it just kind of looks a little bit weird at first. But I mean, overall, it's not that bad. It's just mostly just the fork tail. And then for Serprince, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta agree with you. After seeing Charkile, I was not expecting it to be the better one out of the three, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. I feel like Aqua's on it, and what is it, Serprince are kind of tied. But like Serprince, it gives me like Dilophosaurus vibes, and that actually kind of makes it better for me. It kind of just looks a little bit better. So, if I had to rank these, uh, you know damn well that Lunaire is gonna be in last place.
Exactly.
um, and I don't know who I want to put in second and first. See, if this thing did not have a literal eating utensil for a tail, it would be first. But I don't know. I might have to give it to Serprince. So I might say Serprince at first, Aquazole is second, and Lunaire at third. What about you?
Yeah, I'd go with that exact ranking as well. Lunaire is obviously the worst one out of the bunch here.
Bro, it got butchered so bad, bro.
Exactly. It was like worse enough at the first stage, and now it looks even worse at the second.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. It looks like it's like, what do you call like it looks like it's his arms and legs look like spatulas, like SpongeBob spatulas. Like, you see where I'm coming from here? Like, look how flat and like wide they look. They just look so weird.
True.
And you see what I mean, bro? Like it looks like SpongeBob spatulas. It's yeah. Hopefully they went back to the kitchen and cooked. Um, Now we get into the final evolution. So we have here from left to right Ignadol, Gardemis, and Jess Spirit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they actually kind of cooked for the names of these things, I gotta say.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
and I'm not gonna lie, this might be cheating because this is like the art for it and not the models themselves. And as everyone should know, the art doesn't always transfer perfectly into the models. But um, yeah, so I'm gonna just base it off of memory from what I remember. Uh, Now I gotta say that all of these, in concept wise, like the art is actually really good. It's on point. For the models, however, I think they kind of clap Jet Spirit a little bit. I think the proportions are a little bit off, and I'll show an example on screen. I feel like the proportions are a little bit off. It just looks kind of jagged and jarring at first. I don't know, but I think it's something I can get used to. In this picture, for some reason, its head looks like it got squashed by like a bowling ball. Like, I don't know, the face looks really compressed.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not that bad. I was kind of weird. It was kind of strange thing have like a hand for a tail. Like, I don't know how a fork mutated into a hand, but I mean, it's okay. Um, and then Dardamus actually kind of looks sick. I like the cosmic detail on it. It actually looks really cool. And I don't know, maybe that's just me being biased towards the cosmic type. I really hope that all the cosmic type uh Tenorians look cool because I actually really like cosmic. And yeah, it looks cool. I think the model though kind of is lacking. It's really skinny. It just looks like a more feminine Cinderace, but instead of fire and is
Brawler?
Cinderace pure fire? I don't
I
remember.
think it's
But
fire and
now it's just plain
fighting.
cosmic. It's just fire.
It's firefighting, if I do recall.
Okay. Well, it's basically just a more feminine Cinderace, but it's just grass and cosmic now. So I don't know. I feel like the art does it way more justice than the model does. And then for Ignadol, um, I would like Ignadol a lot more if it didn't have this um breastplate, chest plate, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like that wasn't totally necessary. I think it's just a kind of a bit of an over design, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. I just don't think it looks good with that on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about like this golden like thing on his chest, like this armor type thing. I don't know. I feel like if they wanted to do that, they should have went and just added more armor on it. I don't know. I just feel like they kind of just half-assed it. And me personally, I would like it if it didn't have that on. But other than that, it actually looks pretty cool. And in game, it actually doesn't look too bad either. I know people were complaining about the animation for it, but honestly, it's fine. If I had to rank them, I don't know. I kind of like all of them. I don't know. I feel like I can get used to all of them eventually. But if I had to rank them, I probably would say Ignadol in first, Jet Spirit in second, Gardevoir is still in last place. I don't know, bro. It's just me. Like, I love the Cosmic type. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the art just looks way better than the model. That's my take. What about you, bro?
I don't know. I really like the armor piece for Ignadale, in my opinion, because it kind of matches well with the wings, and it really sells the point of like this guardian, like royal type figure for Ignadale. So I really like that part. And I guess if you kind of remove the chest piece, it's just like a snake with two wings, which doesn't really makes all that sense. So I guess there you go. And I really do agree with you. The cosmic looks really well on the middle part, or not the. I forgot its name. I'm sorry, but I really like the cosmic part. Yeah, Gardemis, and I really like the design on the water. It looks really good here. But one of my main concerns here is that of like how much it's going to be clipping throughout most of the in-game landscape, because I could tell that it's going to be having large animations and just going to clip through a lot of buildings, and it's going to look pretty funny, at least in my opinion.
True. So what would you rank them if you could?
I would honestly, I would just put it left to right. So
Really?
yeah, I really like the serpent royal design a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it.
All right, cool. So now let's get into the final thoughts for the game, Stoops. This game is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they said a time, but we know that it's going to be tomorrow, the 17th, which is Saturday. What are your final thoughts for this game? Do you think this game is going to do well? Do you think it's going to be fun? You can compare it to the Lumion Legacy or not. It's up to you. What are your final takes?
Well, I hope that the game does at least somewhat well. Most people are having some ungodly high expectations of the game, but in reality, it's just going to be like a side thing that you're going to play alongside of Lumion Legacy or Doodle World, whichever you do prefer. But I at least hope that they give some type of endgame content like Battle Coliseum and trading, stuff like that. I don't know if they actually confirmed any of those stuff yet, but yeah. At least it will
They
be.
have.
Oh, they have.
I think they said that trading was gonna be on release, but we gotta wait for battles, which is kind of crazy to me. But
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
They said I think the next update, like after release, is gonna be PvP.
All right. How about the how much gems? Gems is what they called.
Yeah, I don't remember how many. I want to say they said 3, 'cause I feel like I heard that somewhere, but I mean,
Okay.
take that with a grain of salt. I'm not too sure.
All right. Well, if it's at least one, then it's way better than Lumion Legacy's release. We didn't even get a freaking battle theater on release of the game. So yeah,
You didn't?
yeah, we did it.
That's wild.
We got.
I started playing like in November, so like I was there before Rally Ranch, but I didn't know
Oh,
anything
damn.
else like before then. So yeah, I was not aware of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we got Route 1, Gale Forest, and Chesma Town. That was it. We didn't get Route 3 or the Battle Theater one. None of that.
That's actually crazy. Well, yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, they're gonna have a more successful head start for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
my takes, I think that and I've said this before. So if I'm saying something that for those of you who either watch me or know me through Discord, you'll already know this. But I think Tales of Tanorio is gonna be quite literally, as far as I see it, the most successful competitor for Lumion Legacy to date. Like we've had fake mon games on the platform before, like Monsters of Etheria, which
Doodle
died.
World.
Bloxymon died. Doodle World is, in my opinion, I haven't checked the game in a while, but I want to assume that since I haven't heard anybody talk about it, because before you would hear a lot of people meet ride the game, but now I haven't heard anything about it. Now I don't know if that's just circumstance, if I'm just being lucky that I'm not interacting with these people or what, but I personally don't think Doodle World should be taken that seriously when it comes to, being a competitor for LL. And my reasoning for why it's about LL is because it was made by the same people who created Pokemon Break Bronze, and that is one of the most iconic games in Roblox, and everybody loved that game. So they're, I guess, the first people to really make like a good Fakemon game on Roblox, and because of that, like they had a head start over everybody, and their quality is good. The only thing that they have wrong, besides not listening to their community as much as they should, is the fact that their updates take so long to the point where they just think that throwing like 10 events at us is going to do, it's going to make us happy. But realistically speaking, they have stamina. How long is it? It's 2024. The game came out in 2019. The game has had many people play it. Sometimes not as much as other times, but they have a lot of players. Now for Tales of Tenorio, I think that this game is actually going to be able to rival them. And I'm not saying it's going to kill Lumen Legacy. I don't think it's going to die either. I just really hope that the game is fun because it'll give us some variety in terms of Fakemon. And whether you're a content creator or just a casual player, I just hope that everybody enjoys the game. That's just me, because it's about time that we have another Fakemon game to enjoy on the platform. That is my take.
Yeah, I
Any
agree.
final
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, I agree with you completely. And I think I want to
Yeah.
add one more thing about Doodle World. I don't think Doodle World is getting as much updates as they were before. Usually their events are not really that great because apart from the easy PvP prep, the building design, the doodle design, and pretty much anything about graphics, sound design is all pretty much worse than Lumion Legacy. Like the only selling point that it has is faster PvP prep and easier hunting. That's pretty
I
much
actually
it.
kind of gotta. I've been a very avid Doodle World hater, but one thing I gotta add on to that is in what they do better than LL is their maps. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but the maps, as in like they actually add like size to them and they feel like actual like areas. Whereas in Lumion Legacy, it looks like somebody just cut out like a little hole in like a little valley or whatever and just put a like two houses in there and boom, that's a city or that's a town, that's a route. And I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know,
true.
they Doodle had definitely was better. Like if you look at like Route 12 or like some of these other routes, I'm just going off of memory because I haven't touched that game in like damn like a year, if not over that, because it's a bad game. But their map design is pretty good, but that's not saving the game from being inferior to these two, in my opinion. Also, I also want to add one last thing. Um, I feel like at the very least, I hope this game, and I'm not saying it's supposed to be a competition or it has to be a competition. And obviously, Tales of Tanorio, they've made it clear that they just doing their own thing. They're not trying to put anybody out of quote unquote out of business. But I do hope that the Tales of Tanorio is successful enough to make L be like, okay, we we can't just keep coasting along with these events. We actually have to do something because too often do we have these fake mon games that come out that like they're just they're here one day and then they're gone the next. Whether it's Kinolite, whether it's Fairlight, whether it's Doodle World, whether it's whatever. All of these quote unquote LL killers. I just want a game that at the very least makes LL get serious. And
Exactly.
actually puts more effort into making their game as good as it is. Because I don't know about you. I've never been somebody to cope and be like, man, LL sucks. Like, sure, it's boring sometimes, but the game is very well made. It just needed to get better at updating. But yep, overall, I'm excited for the game. I think you are too. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much our takes. If you have anything else to add, go ahead. But yeah.
For people watching my side, make sure to go subscribe to the Eggsme. He's a pretty good Lumi Legacy content creator. So
I gotta stop. I gotta stop you right there.
what?
Nope. I gotta stop you right there. It's themes, like themes,
Themes.
like a theme team. Like too many times. Like
I'm
I
sorry,
usually
bro.
let
I'm
it
so
go.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, bro, because too many times people have called me like the
Themes?
wrong name, like whether it's like the kamikaze, the exams, the Xmas, bro,
The
Michael. Somebody
exams.
called me Michael, bro. That's not my name. But, so yeah, I had to stop.
All right,
bro.
I'm
I had to
sorry.
stop.
All right.
No, no disrespect. No
Subscribe
disrespect.
to Themes. He's a pretty good content creator and he deserves all of your attention.
And same for you guys who are watching from my side. Make sure you go subscribe to Cotton Stoops. It's been far too long since bro has gotten the respect he deserves. You guys have to subscribe to him. He's very good at making, PvP content that helps you really get into the meta and know what you're about to face when you hop into these games. So definitely go check him out. He's definitely worth your time as well. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end it right there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below how excited you are for Tales of Tanorio. And hopefully, here's to a good release day for the game. Hopefully they don't delay it.
Exactly. Hopefully.
Because I think we've had enough of that.
Yeah, they haven't released a set time and that's making me worried.
But yeah, hopefully everything goes great. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.
See ya.